Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are going to be doing a reading and energy update for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. So thank you so much for tuning into the reading today and sharing your own powerful, beautiful vibration and frequency with this video. Of course, we are all co-creators here on the channel, so simply by tuning in and sharing your energy here, you are co-manifesting the messages that do come through in the reading. If you are new, then thank you for tuning in. I channel these collective reading videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so feel free to tune in on those days and times if you do feel guided to do so. Also, I do channel an extended Patreon reading for each of those main collective reading videos. So I am just going to be getting out my notebook now so that we can write down what is coming through this reading that we're going to be elaborating on a bit more in the extended version of the reading on Patreon. So I will let you know throughout the video as different points come up that we are going to be addressing in a deeper way on Patreon. But if you do want to join and get access to those extended reading videos at any time, you can do so by clicking the link in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Okay, so let's start today by shuffling the Energy Oracle Cards deck. So what can I channel for all of the beautiful souls listening? And a card, actually two cards, really just flew out here. Okay. So here we have the cards Patience and Cornucopia. Now, it's very interesting because this Cornucopia card is actually my #1 manifestation card in this deck. It's really connected with your own personal empowerment, the things you are manifesting in your life with the number 1111. And the fact we're getting the Patience card along with this gives me a couple different potential messages here. Now, of course, as I always say, use your own intuition and only take from these readings what resonates with you intuitively in a personal way. But what I'm getting from these cards is a message that something you've been manifesting for a while now has been gradually coming together, and I see that it's reaching some kind of a pinnacle or like a breakthrough moment where it's really coming into physical form. It's really becoming more evident, more physically manifested in your life. And again, this feels like something that you've been visualizing or trying to manifest for a long time. But I'm getting that there is this element of divine timing here. But when I said the word divine, I also heard my guides saying your own personal timing. So your own personal timing is the divine timing of your life. And that timing is going to look so different from one person to the next. But I'm getting the word rhythm, almost like there's a rhythm to the timing of your life that only you are in tune with. And the way you stay in tune with that personal divine rhythm of your life is through listening to your own intuition. Your intuition is the gateway to attuning yourself to that rhythm of your life via which you are manifesting on your own personal divine timing here. I'm just hearing, don't be afraid to follow your timing. Don't be afraid of your personal divine timing looking very different from the people around you, because oftentimes the biggest things that we are manifesting in our lives often take the longest, in the sense that the bigger our dream, goal, or vision is for ourselves, for our life, the more all-encompassing it is, the more all-encompassing the kind of impact we want to make on the planet is, the more we have to be energetically prepared for it. The more that foundation has to be created in the invisible realm before it can fully manifest into physical form. So I feel I'm speaking to someone here who has a very strong vision or purpose in your life. And I'm almost getting this message that if your purpose or vision or dream was smaller, if what was planted in your heart had been smaller, then it would have happened more quickly. But it's because you have this huge, grand, beautiful, all-encompassing vision for yourself and your life that it's felt as though it's taking longer. It's not really being slowed down or delayed. It's that because your vision for yourself and your life is so grand, because your impact is meant to be so tremendous, it requires a special kind of energetic foundation that's being built through this time that to your human self may have actually been interpreted mistakenly as a delay. So interesting messages coming through right away. What else can I channel about these things manifesting in your life? Okay, so they directly mirror your own expansion with the World card in the upright position. I'm hearing that if you want to manifest something more in a certain area of your life, or you want to expand in a certain area of your life, the way you do that is actually by expanding yourself internally, because our external expansion and growth will always mirror what's happening within us. Now, I do keep picking up a little bit of energy around being selective and having a greater deal of focus. So this might be a very specific message for a certain group listening, but I feel that I'm speaking to a few individuals who have been directed recently to really refocus their attention in a stronger way. And when I say refocus, I feel this isn't shifting focus from one thing to another, but more so it's eliminating or cutting out things from your life that were diluting what you really considered to be your main focus or your true soul's focus or purpose. So it's almost like you maybe finding that you are being guided to set boundaries with, or to retrieve back your energy or your time from certain people, things, or connections in order to refocus all of that retrieved energy into a kind of singular goal, dream, purpose, objective, etc. It's almost like these distracting influences are being eliminated from your life, whether that's happening through them literally seeming to disappear or leave your life or walk themselves out of your life. This could be happening, but it also could be that you are intrinsically inspired to remove some of these things from your life, or to set boundaries with some of these things, people, or situations, because I'm just getting this sense of getting tired of dividing your energy into many different things, many of which have been draining you or haven't been reciprocating with you. And so lately, I feel as though you've been really guided to get clear on what is feeding and nourishing your soul, what is connecting with you in an authentic and deeper way, what really brings value into your life and what doesn't, in order to be more selective with your focus and therefore amplify your energy and, as a result, your manifestation power when it comes to the things that really feel as though they hold deep value and purpose for you. So wow, that feels like a very powerful message for someone listening. I'm also getting that recently you may have had certain people, connections, whether it's friendships, business connections, romantic connections that seem to suddenly disconnect from you or distance themselves from you. And for the specific person or group that I'm speaking to here who has had this happen, you've had this awareness during that process on a deeper level. And probably even before these things began to leave your life, you knew that they were distractions or that they were feeding upon, drawing upon your energy, but not really reciprocating with you. But you may have still been putting time or energy into them, either because you felt that you had to out of some kind of obligation or feeling like it made logical sense to give to these things or people, even if your soul was trying to indicate to you that they were actually draining your energy. But now those types of people seem to be disconnecting themselves from your life. And the temptation here is to step in and try to reconnect with them or to be the one to kind of push the connection into place, to make things work between you. And I'm hearing that so much of your purpose at this point is to resist the temptation to try and prove your worth or prove your value to someone who doesn't have the ability to authentically and clearly see you, and therefore to see and to recognize your value. You don't need to prove or justify yourself to anyone. And I feel almost as though when certain individuals leave your life, even if there's this sense of relief because they were draining to you in some way, there can be this human tendency to want to figure out logically why they disconnected from you, to even turn it internal and wonder, what could I have done differently to keep this person in my life? Instead of asking yourself, was this person or connection really bringing value into my life, or am I just feeling this artificial need to prove my worth to this person or to get them to see my value or the value of our connection? Because that in itself is this expenditure of energy that is diluting your focus. That's actually part of what I'm picking up here as well. So there's been so many messages coming through so far in the reading about this powerful refocusing of your energy taking place and how this is actually bringing something into physical form, into creation that you may have been trying to work towards or manifest for a very long time. So let's go ahead and reshuffle here. While I'm shuffling, I do want to let you know that if these messages have been resonating, I will be channeling more in the extended version of the reading on Patreon regarding some of what's come up in the reading so far. So we will be taking a look at any further spirit guide or higher self messages regarding your life purpose at this time, especially regarding these things or people that may feel as though they are leaving your life. And I'm getting the word realigned, like you aren't being disconnected from, you are being realigned even more closely with your true soul's purpose here on earth. And that is requiring this disconnect of certain people or things that were actually diluting your energy. So I'm just writing this down here so I remember to discuss it in our Patreon reading. And again, the link to that extended reading is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. But for now, I am going to be reshuffling the traditional tarot cards, and I just want to know who or what else is connected to your energy at this time. Okay, a major victory or success. This might even be you coming into the spotlight, the limelight in some way, you being recognized publicly for something, but I'm hearing you are recognized psychically, like in the spiritual realm, in the energetic realm first, and then that reflects in the physical realm. And I'm hearing change your identity psychically or spiritually, energetically within yourself, and that shift in identity will be recognized publicly or in the external plane. So a major message I'm getting here is that for someone listening, you might be called to actually revalue or re-identify who you are to yourself. So to really take the time to internally define for yourself who you desire to be and begin to actually put on that energy or embody that energy in your daily life. And you will notice almost instantaneous shifts in how people externally seem to connect, interact, and respond when it comes to you, because really they're responding to this psychic shift, to this shift in your energy. But let's see if we can get more information about this recognition that you're receiving. Okay, we have the Devil card in the reverse position. The Page of Cups reversed. So it seems like you've unchained yourself from some really heavy energy represented by the Devil card. This unchaining yourself seems to have freed you on a psychic and spiritual level. It seems to have freed up a lot more of your energy. This might be one of those things that was disconnected from your life. Now, this could be an environment, a job, a group of people, a connection in your life romantically, whoever or whatever this was. I feel as though this was possibly connected to your childhood. So this could be a family member or a friend from childhood or someone that you've known for a really long time physically. But this also could be someone who actually was triggering or connecting with your childhood wounds. So your inner child wounding was almost like attractive to this individual because they were connecting with you from a wounded place. So it's almost like they were triggering certain wounds within yourself, and that was forming this connection between the two of you, but it wasn't coming from this deeper and more authentic place. Again, this is only if we're talking about a literal other individual here that you were in some kind of connection with. For others of you, this could be a workplace environment, something in your life that seemed to be connecting to you because it was triggering a childhood wound. And I'm hearing this could have been something around feeling the need to be seen or to prove your worth or your value to someone who just couldn't see it. And I'm hearing they couldn't see it because they couldn't see their own worth or value. I also feel with the Queen of Wands in the reverse position. Interesting. I feel like there is someone who has an eye on you in this success. With the Queen of Wands reverse, this could be a feminine energy, someone who's very imposing on other people, someone who is very judgmental, possibly. This seems to be someone who might be very traditional, or they might have very traditional values, or just a very rigid kind of set way of thinking. With the Hierophant in the reverse position, this also could simply be someone who has a very strong belief system of some kind, whatever that is for them personally. I'm just getting this is someone very set in their ways. They seem to be very closed-minded, but also there's this aura of judgment when it comes to you. And it seems related to you being recognized or achieving something here that is very notable or is very public in some sense. It's like this person is having a reaction to seeing you kind of riding high on those successes. So, whoa, okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers. Interesting. So first of all, I feel this card actually represents your baseline energy. So you are very much in this energy of unconditional love. But I'm hearing at times this triggers people's judgments that they have towards themselves. And then those internal judgments get projected onto you. For some reason, I'm getting like, there might be someone specific here who had a really off interaction with like a total stranger, or someone who was just almost like intentionally misunderstanding you or being condescending to you or judgmental of you for really no reason. And know that if or when this does happen, It's actually because you radiate this frequency of unconditional love and a lack of judgment. So when you come across others who are holding really, really strong judgments towards themselves, you actually trigger those self-judgments. And if they aren't willing to analyze them and deconstruct them, they will just take that energy and project it back onto you in the form of behaving unnecessarily harsh or strangely towards you. I'm hearing you can identify the spirit within others through the way that they react to your energy. This is so interesting. It's almost like your love or your really positive, loving, non-judgmental spirit actually irritates the spirit of judgment or fear or whatever this is within others. This lower vibrational energy gets triggered or irritated within others in reaction to your light. I'm seeing someone who's feeling almost like blinded by light, like they're squinting their eyes and shying away from the light because it's so bright and they're so unaccustomed to it and it feels like too much or too illuminating. I feel like at times you actually have this kind of effect on others where even though you are shining this really radiant light, it can actually be an irritant to people who are unaccustomed to encountering that kind of super high vibrational energy. It's almost like someone who's been sitting in a dark room for a really long time, suddenly having the blinds thrown open. And yes, over the course of time, it might be really refreshing to let some light into the room. But initially, there might be that shock of this being so opposite what they've been accustomed to for so long. And that might be an explanation for someone of some of the effect that you may have noticed yourself having on certain other individuals. But I'm also getting a message here of refusing the temptation, resisting the temptation, even in these situations, to react against those projections or to attempt to explain yourself to the other person. Protect your peace. And sometimes protecting your peace is holding your silence because you have an awareness that anything you say is going to fall on deaf ears, in the sense that the other person may not be at that level of openness spiritually and energetically to even understand your explanation of yourself. Therefore, it would just be futile, wasted energy to attempt to explain yourself to them. It would most likely just kind of tangle you up in their energy even further. It's so interesting how much of this reading has been channeling into these dynamics where you could potentially be expending a lot of extra energy for a futile purpose or outcome. So there might be just a very generalized message coming up here of having this heightened awareness of where you are expending your energy and what that energy expenditure is bringing back to you in terms of real value, however you define value. And really shifting focus to those things, interactions, activities, etc., that are really bringing value into your life. Now, I know we don't often channel specifically into work or finance or career related messages, but for someone who's doing something in these areas or expending a lot of energy in these areas, I am getting a message about noticing what activities you're doing that are bringing back to you advancements or growth or success in whatever way that you personally define those things. Because of course, we all do have different definitions of growth and of success. But there's a message coming through of really noticing what activities, what expenditures of energy, what things are bringing you back the most in terms of value. Of course, depending on how you personally define value in your own life, and eliminating that excess, those extra activities that are expending a lot of your energy that you're not really deriving joy from, but that also are not giving you back anything in terms of value or advancement or growth for yourself. And of course, connections and relationships are the same way. I feel there's this pruning away taking place where even if you are not actively setting these boundaries or cutting these people out of your life, as you are staying true to your own authentic frequency, your own authentic self, people are revealing themselves to you and they are being attracted or repelled from your life accordingly. And there is this message of simply allowing that process to take place, whether people are being attracted into your life or whether they are being repelled out of your life. Now, I am getting this overly self-sacrificial energy with the Queen of Wands reversed sitting on the sacral chakra. And for someone listening, it could be that you have a pattern in the past of sacrificing your own wants, needs, or desires for other people. And this might be something that could at times prevent you from activating that sacral chakra energy and staying fully present in the moment. Now, again, this won't be for everyone, but for a certain group here, I'm getting to pay attention to the ways in which you feel yourself tempted to sacrifice your own needs, your own desires, either romantically in terms of connection, friendship, in the workplace, in order to please someone else, or in order to get some kind of outcome from that situation, and to notice how this pattern could actually be removing you from your own sense of presence. Because when we're trying to self-sacrifice in order to control how a person perceives us or the outcome of a certain connection, friendship, relationship, situation, we are really over futuristically thinking and planning, and we're actually removing ourselves from the vicinity of where all of our power is, which is in the now moment. So I'm getting that could be coming up for someone internally, but for others of you, this might actually be an external person who comes off as very self-sacrificial, but is actually very much like feeding off of your energy in some way, or trying to tie you in with a connection that is highly codependent. Now, this could be a feminine because we are getting the Queen of Cups energy here reversed. But keep in mind that these labels, divine feminine and divine masculine, are labels to describe energy dynamics, and we all have a balance internally of both divine feminine and divine masculine energy. So I could be talking about an internal dynamic or an external person, irrespective of gender, because again, these are labels for energy in the context of these readings. But regardless, I feel like there may be someone here who's trying to tie you in with some kind of codependent relationship, friendship, family dynamic, workplace dynamic. But it's almost like their hook is their own over self-sacrifice, or making it look like they are over giving of themselves or going out of their way to do things for you or to help you. But this is really some kind of hook to get you into this codependent kind of connection with them. And with the Five of Wands in the reverse position, I'm seeing that if this is someone that you do desire to have some kind of connection with in your life, I feel that there will be some kind of middle ground or some kind of compromise made here. Can I get any more information? Okay, the Empress reversed and the Five of Cups reversed. I'm just hearing like guilt keeps you from your true power, or over self-sacrifice removes you from the present moment, whatever way this is connecting with you. And of course, you can take it however it's personally relating. And this does feel like one of those very abstract messages that's going to connect in a very unique way from person to person. But I'm just getting this sense of releasing guilt around a person or situation who's trying to tie you into a dynamic through their own over self-sacrifice or over giving, to allow something to end here, I'm hearing to allow yourself to release some very deep-seated guilt. And when I say guilt, this seems to not even have started with you. This might be something very, very deep that you are clearing energetically, not just for yourself, but for your whole family's line. I'm getting this especially if you are a divine feminine. I feel that you are healing patterns of guilt in the wounded feminine for your whole ancestral line. And I know that won't necessarily resonate with everyone, but I feel that for a specific divine feminine here, if from an external perspective, you feel as though you've been judged recently as being selfish by others because you've been very focused on your own self, your own growth, your own healing and empowerment, know that you may have been designated by your ancestral line to actually clear out deep patterns of guilt, especially in the wounded feminine energy, to free not only yourself, but future generations from these toxic cycles of codependency where we are over self-sacrificing our own needs and desires and creating these codependent bonds where we ultimately feel disempowered and even abandoned. You are healing all of that by no longer abandoning yourself, regardless of how you are being judged in the process by others. I'm hearing allow others to perceive you as they will, because what they're seeing in you is simply what they have not yet been able to come to terms with within themselves. Meaning, if they're holding this judgment towards themselves for being selfish, if they allow their own needs or desires to be met, then they will project out and refer to you as selfish when they see you meeting your own needs and desires in life. But that's really just a projection of something within themselves that they haven't yet been able to confront and process. So I feel you are really escaping from those dynamics. You are healing them from the inside out. Again, not just for yourself, but for your whole ancestral line and for the collective as well. So in the extended version of the reading, I am going to open this up and actually channel more into people or things that might be energetically connected with you at this time, either platonically or romantically. We will also be channeling into any further details, messages, or pieces of information that want to come through that extended reading. So the link to that is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. But I am going to close this first reading here on YouTube with a Rumi Oracle card. I know this has been one of those kind of unique readings where we've been jumping around a lot between different messages, different areas of your life. And I know some of it has seemed a bit abstract, but I do feel that there's a reason for that. I feel many of these messages that appear to be abstract on the surface are meant to connect with specific individuals in really personal, unique ways. So do let me know in the comments if anything here has connected with you in that way. But I will be channeling into this final Rumi Oracle card, Merciful Mother Jamal. So the Rumi Oracle says here, "O sudden resurrection, O countless blessings, O blazing fire in the jungle of thoughts, today you arrive with laughter to break open the jail. Rumi, you blazing angel, capable of so much, you evoke the testing hand of life. Why not when you cannot fail? Yet in your sweet surrender, how can the great beloved not respond in kind and offer you solace, comfort, and mercy? For not all success must be hard won. This is your birthright now, your divine inheritance, the mercy of the All-Merciful. Let it soften the hard edges of your life and your being and bring to you the grace that is deserved." And I ended right on the number 333 on the recording timer. So again, a huge thank you to all of you here listening. If anything from this reading connected with you in a personal way, feel free to subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. And of course, the link to access the extended version of this reading on Patreon, where we will be going even deeper into the messages, is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. Otherwise, I am wishing you all the most beautiful, wonderful remainder of your day, and I will connect with you here again in Monday's reading.